Zoho, which are a huge player across multiple elements, but finance being one of those, has at the start of this year announced an ERP software. They are going into the big boys, or at least like planning to. So they've long offered a modular plug and play approach, lots of different elements that you can kind of bolt together. And the way they've always worked is they're very like keep it within the Zoho wrapper. So the Zoho tools will interact very well with other Zoho tools, but they're not always that good at connecting with other things outside of the Zoho platform. So it makes sense to kind of bring this into a full ERP. So combine all the relevant tools and then make a big solution that will work for many businesses. But I'm not sure it's going to dominate the market. It's not, I guess, like a NetSuite. I think it's probably more of a mid-tier ERP solution where you're taking the best elements of a lot of these tools and bringing them all together in a much more seamless way in a unified design. So you're not having to log in and log out. You're basically all those elements modular, connected together. I think is a very good step for Zoho. It'll be interesting to see, can they win clients off the back of it? They tend to be very good at taking those small businesses, and once you're locked in, you kind of stay there for growth. But their marketing, I guess, like to us, the shows and stuff, they're never present, and we never kind of see what they do. Are they going to be pushing this a lot harder? Yeah, something I guess we'll only know over time.
I do wonder if this is just the same product with a different wrapper, because as you say, they've had a finance system in the broader Zoho sort of suite of products. It's never been that good, to be perfectly honest, but it's always been relatively accessible, because Zoho has a central platform and you can just bounce in and out of, the CRM, the finance system, the other bits and pieces they have. I guess what it's probably not as sort of clean in terms of its interface is that it's not like Intuit have done with, say, MailChimp and QuickBooks and that kind of functionality. But is this just a marketing speak for a UI design?
No, I don't think so. So delving into a bit of the detail on it, if you look at the way, giving your example, QuickBooks are kind of if we take Intuit, take QuickBooks and MailChimp and brought them into now Intuit Enterprise. Zoho are doing something similar. So they've added financials, which is built on Zoho Books, the financial tool, but now they've added AI for automation, and no explanation of what that means. But they've brought in, I guess, the fund tracking element, which was a separate tool, but now embedded that in. And these are all, inside the UI, depending on what you kind of subscribe to or tailored the system to, will be what you see and what functionality you get. But it's got supply chain management, so sourcing, procurement, inventory, and production management in it. You've got omni-channel e-commerce, so the ability to connect in across multiple different marketplaces. You've got retail, so complete in-store operations, so till systems directly inside it. You've got billing, payments, procurement, manufacturing. You've got distribution, so those kind of shipping things that you see through connections. Spend, expense, travel, people, and payroll. So you've got both the payroll side and the HR side, and also tax compliance. So you've got the ability to file and do all the things you need to do. Now, that is, I guess, what I would call going to a traditional style ERP now. It's not what was a disparate set of products that didn't really work that well together. They've properly thought about how to bring them into one full ERP. And that's kind of now, in my opinion, looking to change the likes of a Xledger, which is built for that mid-tier ERP space. How well they'll do that really depends on actually how well the functionality works and how well they market it. We'll only find that out in due course.